Hey everyone, Mike here today with some thoughts and a review here on Command & Conquer Tiberian Sun, as well as Firestorm, and finally we'll talk a little bit about that CNCnet patch down there. Of course, if you're new to the channel, I'm not going to spoil anything in any of my reviews. I just talk about the story as kind of a whole, and yeah, I give you some thoughts on what I played. So we'll start off with kind of an easy AI skirmish here. We'll add a couple bots. And we'll choose a bit of a silly map because I don't think this is going to be a particularly long video. And so yeah, we'll start with the CNCnet patch. That to me is kind of the big part of this video. These games can be a little bit tough to get running on modern operating systems. The multiplayer was weird at best back then. You know, if you want to play Command & Conquer, check out cncnet.org. This is the version I'm playing. It's really easy to get into the single-player campaign stuff using that. It's just a really easy install, and yeah, it has a new renderer, so you can run it on modern operating systems as well. The only thing is, this game kind of needs a proper remaster. I'm running it in a 720 window just for this recording. Normally I also run a upscaler. So I'm lucky I have a 2560 1440 monitor. I can upscale it and run it basically 2x upscale. And so I get a 2560 by 1440 image, which works great. But yeah, unfortunately I don't have a I don't have a display. Or for people with 1080, unfortunately, the way the game or the resolutions you can use, there's not really anything that can upscale perfectly. So it makes 1080 video a little bit tough to deal with. But anyways, that's the only non-modern stuff. Other than that, the game still looks really good and plays really well. So, you know, those issues aside, it's still a modern game. It still plays really well. It still looks really good. It really is tough to complain a lot about it when it still plays the way it does. But anywho, with that said, we'll talk about the campaign because the campaign is kind of the other big part of this game, on top of skirmishes and stuff like that. I don't really have anything good or bad to add. I think as long as you know this is a bit of an old game and some of the design stuff and balancing and all that has evolved a lot. As long as you're aware of that, then this game's not too bad. If you're not aware of that, well, this game might be a little bit tough. In all seriousness, there are some missions that are quite brutal and can be really tough and annoying to play through. So the biggest thing I could say here is just keep that in mind. Don't feel bad if you have to look up a guide. Sometimes that just makes it so much easier and less frustrating to play through, especially once you know what the trick is on some of these maps. You can literally solve some of these levels in like 30 seconds or a minute if you know what you're doing. So yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. Keep that in mind. This game can be tough, can be quite brutal if you don't know some of the tricks or some of the ways they work. Alternatively, you can also just save often throughout a mission. At least that'll give you a point to restart from. Or finally, the third option, just look for a mission selection mod or whatever it's called. It's basically an ini file that allows you to choose whatever mission you want to play from the main menu. It just makes it a lot easier to play. So yeah, Tiberian Sun campaign, pretty straightforward. If you want to kind of get into the whole universe and that stuff, GDI is always kind of the canon ending that they consider. So make of that what you will. But yeah, I found the base game to be pretty good. Now with Firestorm, it starts off pretty strong. The first third of both GDI and Nod are like kind of new mechanics and stuff that you haven't maybe seen before. And then it slows down a little bit, becomes more traditional for the middle part of the game with, you know, more traditional comp style maps, or maybe they'll give you some, you know, small group of forces that have to infiltrate a base or destroy enemies, or maybe they'll give you a stealth mission. Like a lot of that stuff's kind of typical in RTS games. And then the final third is where I found it to be a little bit disappointing in that they just kind of repeated the same thing for both factions for the final third of the campaign. So definitely made the later third of the game a bit less interesting because of that. But at the end of the day, it wasn't that bad either. It's just one of those things where it's just, oh, okay, maybe ran out of time or money or something because they didn't go in much further. But I think that's it. Yeah, I want to keep this super duper short. So overall, 2021, maybe 2022 by the time you watch this, since this will be sometime late December with all the videos I've uploaded ahead of time. Yeah, this game came out 20 plus years ago at this point, and it's still just as good as I remember it when it first came out. So highly recommend these games. They're really fun. They hold up well. You know, the barrier to entry is pretty low. Oh wow, that guy managed to build himself a new base. We'll maybe we'll go back and help him out with that base. But yeah, I'll end it here. Again, highly recommend these games. Give them a go. Give them a try. The barrier to entry is super low because you just need to download it. And yeah, who knows? You might find it to be super fun, if anything. That's Command & Conquer Tiberian Sun and Firestorm. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video sometime later, which may or may not be Red Alert 2. I guess we'll find out. It depends how much time I get, but yeah, I'll end this here, and I'll see you guys next time.